What's up, Lakers Nation? You can almost feel the buzz in Los Angeles right now. But it's not all sunshine and palm trees for the purple and gold. There's a big storyline brewing, and it's all about LeBron James. Reports have been flying around that the King is planning to take his time before coming back, maybe not returning to the court until the middle of November. Yeah, you heard that right. LeBron's not rushing it. And honestly, that might be the smartest move possible for a guy in his 23rd season, playing at 41 years old. The man's not chasing personal awards anymore. He's chasing rings, and that changes everything. So here's what's going down. According to reports, LeBron's dealing with a sciatica issue, something that can be tricky if you push it too hard. We already knew he was going to sit out the entire preseason, and now the buzz is that he'll miss the start of the regular season too. But this isn't about panic, it's about patience. LeBron's done it all. He's been the MVP, the Finals MVP, the All-NBA guy, the All-Star captain. He's got nothing left to prove to anyone individually. What's left for him is legacy, and that means championship number 5 and maybe even number 6 if everything lines up just right. Now, for the Lakers, this patient version of LeBron could actually be a blessing in disguise. Think about it. When you've got a guy who's been playing high-intensity basketball for 2 straight decades, every extra week of rest is a gift. It gives the team time to build chemistry, figure out lineups, and see what they've got without the gravitational pull of LeBron dominating every possession. Guys like Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves can really stretch their wings, show that they can handle bigger roles, and maybe even surprise people. Because let's be real, LeBron's at the point in his career where he doesn't need to be the workhorse every night. He can coast a little, focus on efficiency, and pick his moments to take over when it matters most. We've heard him talk about working on his catch-and-shoot 3 all off-season, which tells you exactly where his head's at. He's preparing to play off the ball more, to let others create while he spots up, spaces the floor, and steps in when it's winning time. That's a dangerous evolution for any defense to deal with, because if LeBron starts consistently hitting those catch-and-shoot threes, how do you guard that? You can't sag off him, and you can't double the other guys without paying for it. And honestly, this whole thing might be a test for the Lakers. A test of depth, of adaptability, of whether this team can stay afloat without their leader. The first 20 games, or so, will tell us a lot. If the Lakers go, say, 15-5, it proves that the supporting cast can handle business. If they stumble out of the gate, maybe that highlights what they're still missing. Maybe a little more athleticism on the perimeter, maybe another defensive anchor, maybe a consistent 3-and-D wing. That's the kind of data you can't get if LeBron is out there masking every flaw. Sometimes you need to see the cracks to know what really needs fixing. And look, LeBron's earned the right to think long-term. He's not 27 anymore. He's not trying to win a December game in Memphis. He's trying to win in June when everything's on the line. If that means missing the first month to make sure the legs and back are right, then that's the right move. The Lakers can survive without him for a stretch. Between Luka's playmaking, Austin Reeves' versatility, and DeAndre Ayton's interior presence, they've got enough talent to hold the fort. Plus, guys like Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Jared Vanderbilt will get more minutes, more touches, more chances to prove what they can bring when the spotlight's brightest. And that's another layer to this. With LeBron sitting, the door opens for role players to step up in ways they wouldn't normally get the chance to. Someone like Rui could suddenly be taking 20 shots a game instead of 12. Someone like Dalton Connect might carve out a role that sticks for the entire season. These early games could be huge for guys fighting for rotation minutes. Every season has those surprise breakouts, and maybe this is how one of them happens. You can also look at it from the front office perspective. Those first 15 or so games without LeBron will serve as a perfect evaluation period. Rob Pelinka and the Lakers staff can sit back, analyze what works, what doesn't, and where the team's real weaknesses are. If the defense looks shaky, maybe they go shopping for a perimeter stopper. If spacing is the issue, maybe they look for a knockdown shooter. But at least now, they'll be making moves based on real evidence, not just guesswork from preseason hype. And while some people might worry about chemistry, how does LeBron fit back in once he returns? That's one of the last things to stress over. LeBron's basketball IQ is off the charts. He's one of those players who can plug in anywhere and immediately elevate the game around him. It's not like he's a rookie trying to find his rhythm. The man's been reading defenses and manipulating offenses longer than some of his teammates have been alive. So when he steps back on that court, it's not going to take long for everything to click. Let's not forget, too, that LeBron embracing this third guy role could be one of the most interesting shifts in his entire career. Of course, when you're LeBron James, you're never really the third guy. The ball will always find its way to you when it matters. But imagine this version of LeBron, giving you 20 to 23 points a night, defending multiple positions, and saving his explosions for when they really count. That's the version that can still win a championship without burning out before the playoffs. So yeah, missing a dozen or so games early in the season might sound concerning on paper, but it's actually part of a much bigger strategy. The Lakers have a brutal schedule early on. Matchups against the Warriors, Timberwolves, Kings, and Grizzlies. By the time mid-November rolls around, they'll have faced most of the Western Conference's toughest lineups. That's trial by fire for the supporting cast. If they can come out of that stretch with a solid record, then imagine how dangerous they'll be once LeBron is back, rested, and locked in. And look, this isn't about him sitting on the sidelines doing nothing. You know LeBron's not wired that way. Even while rehabbing, he's studying the game, breaking down film, coaching teammates, staying mentally sharp. The guy's obsession with preparation is legendary. So when he returns, it won't be about shaking off rust. It'll be about adding his experience and leadership to a group that's already been battle-tested. At the end of the day, this patient approach might be the smartest decision LeBron's made in years. He's choosing the marathon over the sprint, the long game over short-term glory. Because what matters most isn't an early season stat line. It's who's holding the trophy at the end. The Lakers are betting that with a fully healthy LeBron James leading the charge in the spring, that trophy might just find its way back to Los Angeles. Now, diving deeper into what this all means for the Lakers, it's really a fascinating experiment in team dynamics. Without LeBron for the first several weeks, the coaching staff has a unique chance to see exactly who can handle the load when the spotlight is on them. Luka Doncic might take over in terms of playmaking and scoring initiation. Austin Reeves will likely see an expanded role in both creating opportunities and defending high-level opponents, and DeAndre Ayton becomes even more central to both rim protection and offensive spacing. These are the players the Lakers are building around for the future, and the early absence of LeBron essentially hands them a trial by fire. This isn't just about proving who can score. It's about proving who can adapt, who can respond under pressure, and who can elevate their teammates when the stakes are high. In a way, the team is learning to survive without its anchor, which could make them even more dangerous when LeBron eventually steps back onto the court. At the same time, there's a psychological component here that can't be overlooked. Other players are suddenly being asked to step up, to handle responsibilities they might not have faced before. When someone like Rui Hachimura or Jake LaRavia is suddenly playing extended minutes against top competition, it forces them to grow fast. It also allows the Lakers coaching staff to evaluate which players are truly ready to contribute at a championship level. Minutes aren't just being allocated randomly. They're meaningful tests of skill, consistency, and resilience. Even a player like Jared Vanderbilt could find himself taking on new challenges, whether it's guarding elite wings or making the right rotations on defense. The more these players are tested early on, the more prepared they'll be when the team eventually goes all in during the playoff run, with LeBron fully back in the fold. And speaking of LeBron's return, there's an element of strategic timing here that's crucial. By aiming for mid-November, he's positioning himself to avoid the grind of the season's toughest early stretches while still logging enough games to build rhythm. When he comes back, he's likely to be fresher than he's been in years, with a body that has had time to recover and adjust. That means he can focus on playoff-level intensity from the jump, rather than burning energy early in games that don't ultimately decide championships. This isn't a risk. It's a calculated move that maximizes his effectiveness when it matters most. The Lakers could ride a well-prepared core through the first month, learn where their weaknesses and strengths lie, and then plug in LeBron at a point where his impact is magnified. Another interesting factor is the way this affects rotations and lineup experimentation. Without LeBron consuming 30-plus minutes a night, the coaching staff can test combinations they might never have considered otherwise. Who can play at the 4 or 5 against bigger, more physical teams? Who can handle the ball in high-pressure situations when the star is off the court? These are questions that normally wouldn't get clear answers because LeBron dominates touches and usage. Now, the Lakers can experiment, learn, and adapt. It's a unique opportunity to discover hidden strengths and perhaps even identify trade targets or developmental priorities based on real game performance, not just projections. LeBron's approach also signals a shift in how the Lakers might manage their season long-term. This isn't about taking it easy or coasting. It's about playing smarter. By being selective with his minutes and focusing on high-leverage situations, he's reducing wear and tear while still setting himself up to be dominant in the postseason. It's a masterclass in career longevity and strategic thinking, and it could very well redefine how teams manage aging superstars in the modern NBA. The lesson is clear. Championships are won in June, not in October. If you can survive the regular season and peak at the right moment, your chances of hoisting the trophy skyrocket. Meanwhile, the supporting cast gets a chance to find its voice. This is a platform for players like Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, and even younger guys coming off the bench to showcase what they're capable of. Minutes are no longer guaranteed for anyone based on status alone. They have to earn it. That competitive environment can drive improvement faster than any practice or film session ever could. By the time LeBron returns, the team could be more cohesive, more battle-tested, and more confident in its depth than anyone imagined. The early absence of a superstar like LeBron creates pressure, yes, but it also fosters growth in ways that might not be obvious until the playoffs roll around. There's also the broader perspective of team construction. By seeing exactly how the first 15 games or so play out, the Lakers front office can make smarter decisions about where to invest in trades, free agency, or internal development. Maybe they identify a need for a 3-and-D wing or a backup big who can contribute defensively. Maybe certain players prove they're ready for larger roles, eliminating the need to make major roster moves. The data gathered during this period is invaluable, and it comes without risking the long-term health of the team's centerpiece. In essence, LeBron's patient approach isn't just about him. It's a strategic tool for the entire organization. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the NBA has reportedly stunned fans and insiders alike with an unprecedented announcement. The much-anticipated game between the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers has been canceled. Sources close to the league hint that this sudden decision has left players, coaches, and fans in shock, fueling a whirlwind of speculation about what could have prompted such a move. Social media erupted almost immediately after the news broke, with hashtags questioning whether internal conflicts, player health concerns, or logistical nightmares might have played a role. Whispers in the locker rooms suggest tension between the franchises has been simmering behind the scenes, though no official statement from either team have confirmed these claims. Analysts are already pointing out that canceling a game of this magnitude could have far-reaching implications, not only for standings and player stats, but also for ticket holders and broadcasters who had invested heavily in the matchup. Rumors abound that the league is scrambling to manage the fallout, with insiders hinting at emergency meetings and behind-the-scenes negotiations aimed at mitigating public outrage. Fans are particularly baffled because both teams were coming off strong performances, and the Lakers-Suns clash had been promoted as one of the marquee games of the season. The sudden cancellation has left speculation running wild. Some suggest it could involve last-minute safety concerns at the arena, while others are hinting at possible disciplinary issues involving players or staff. Betting markets have reportedly reacted sharply, reflecting the uncertainty surrounding what the league has described only vaguely as unforeseen circumstances. Meanwhile, sports journalists and pundits are dissecting every possible angle, with talk shows and podcasts dedicated entirely to decoding the cryptic announcement. A few insiders even suggest that this could mark a precedent-setting moment in the NBA, where external factors beyond the court might increasingly influence the schedule in unexpected ways. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The canceled Suns-Lakers game has become the hottest rumor in the basketball world, with fans anxiously awaiting clarification from the league. The buzz is undeniable, the speculation relentless, and the next official statement from the NBA is now one of the most anticipated drops of the season. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.